Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to Brownstone's Best Business Review. It's your girl Paulette, and I am the owner and founder of BrownstoneWorldwide.com and also KCCR Radio, the Brownstone. And we're here today to bring you another amazing Black business. Again, this is the month of August 2022. And for the entire month, we are interviewing Black businesses for Black Business Month. This interview is specifically for those of you who want to find out more about healthy keto options and choices. We've brought an amazing coach here today to chat with you all about her business and what she brings to the table so that you do keto the right way. Her name is Kim Richardson. And let's talk a little bit about who Miss Kim Richardson is so that we can get into the details of what it is that she does to help you reverse prediabetes, lose weight, and take control of your health. So let's get started. In 2016, Kim Richardson used keto to reverse her diagnosis of prediabetes and lost 30 pounds, which she still maintains to this day. In 2017, she founded Keto Coach with a K, guys, a full-time keto coaching practice. Prior to that, Kim also worked as a fitness coach for over 20 years and worked as a certified medical assistant for 5. Kim has always had a passion for people and helping others achieve their health and fitness lifestyle goals. Her love of people and service sets her apart. Through keto coaching, Kim provides her clients with real solutions to their health and weight loss challenges so that they can live healthier lives. In addition, Kim is active in her community, volunteering and speaking on various topics, giving motivation to all by sharing her life lessons. Kim is a woman of faith who is active in her church, and she is the proud wife of a U.S. Air Force veteran and currently resides in Warner Robins, Georgia. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I will bring to you Mrs. Kim Richardson, your keto coach expert. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How
Hey,
are
Paulette.
you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm so happy that you're here to join us today and talk about your journey as a keto coach, but mainly your journey as a business owner. Let's
Yeah,
talk about that. So you lost 30 pounds,
I did.
combat your pre-diabetes
Yep.
diagnosis, right?
I reversed it.
Let's talk
Yes.
about that.
Yes.
Okay.
So in 2015, I was newly married and you know, this is my second marriage, and I was just like, I was trying to be the sexy wife, and my weight
Mm-hmm.
was going up and up and up and up. It would not come down, only going up.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I found out that I was pre-diabetic. And
Okay.
prior to this, I had always been active in the fitness industry, nutrition world. So I thought, how could this be happening to me? There's absolutely no way that this could be correct, but it
Mm-hmm.
was but it
Mm-hmm.
was. And so I had to take a look around and find a way to combat this, to figure this out, to change this, because I did not want to be diabetic. I
Right.
saw very many diabetic patients in the practice that I worked for, and I knew that I did not want to be one of them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
I took my health and my life into my own hands, and I found a doctor who could help me, and I made that change.
Okay. So was this, so what did you do? So the first thing that you did was you lost the weight.
I
And I'm
did. I
sure
lost
it was
actually, I don't know which came first, the chicken or the egg, but I know that I lost the weight. I lost the weight. In losing the weight, while losing the weight, I
uh-huh.
reversed my pre-diabetes diagnosis.
Okay. And so in that process, I'm sure that the weight loss was apparent. Was
Oh
it
yeah.
your was it your goal to lose the weight, or was it I need to get rid of this diagnosis?
The first thing was I knew I needed to get rid of this diagnosis.
Yeah.
Secondly, the weight loss is always an after effect. It's a
Hmm.
side effect of
Okay.
healing your metabolism. So I knew that I needed to heal my metabolism in order to reverse that pre-diabetic diagnosis. And then the weight just, it was effortless.
Really?
It was effortless. Yes.
Oh,
It was
okay.
effortless.
Well,
It
let
was
me
almost
scoop up
like,
a
because you've never, if you've ever been on the hamster wheel, the weight loss hamster wheel before, I have. I don't know who else is watching this who has, but you've been on the hand, you gain and lose, gain and lose, gain and lose, gain and lose. At this
Yeah.
point, I was just losing.
Mhm.
I was every time I put on, I was like, my clothes don't fit. In fact, my wedding ring flew off my hand at church because it was so big.
Really?
So it's like my glasses wouldn't stay up on my face. My old glasses
Wow.
wouldn't fit. They would slide down. I was constantly doing this all the time. And I was like, what's going on here? Oh, my
Okay.
glasses are too big. So that's what happened. It's just like, it just happened like effortlessly almost.
Okay.
And
Okay.
the hunger went away. And I'm like, I forgot to eat. I didn't eat.
Wow.
I'm not constantly hungry. So that's what happened. Yeah.
Okay. And
Yeah.
so after you lost the weight, was it just a fluke where you just like, oh, I'm going to start a business? Or was it because people were coming to you and asking you, what did you do? Was it like a thought?
It was a combination of things. So I
Mhm.
heard a woman on a podcast one time. She was a woman of faith, and she
Mhm.
spoke directly to me. She said, "Stop hiding that thing, that gift that God has given you. Stop saying that nobody wants to hear what you have to say. Stop
Mhm.
hiding putting your talents, burying your talents. Bring
Mhm.
that out." And then there were people who kept
Mhm.
saying, like I kept saying, "What are you doing? How is this happening?
Right.
What is going
Yeah.
on? You're eating all of this good food and you're still losing weight and you are no longer pre-diabetic anymore." So that's how it happened. It's like
Oh, wow.
I knew that I had to bring this forth and do it because I have been in the health and fitness industry many, 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 many years before this as well. And so I finally figured out and I came to understand the human body. That's what
Okay.
really happened.
Okay. So let's talk about keto.
All
Now,
right.
previous to us uh, coming on here and having this interview, you and I had a conversation over lunch and then also right before the show
Mm-hmm.
about something that I actually kind of accidentally slipped upon called dirty keto.
Mm-hmm.
So help me to understand, was I doing something wrong, or is this a part of your program, or do you say, let's do it right?
Well, I personally don't like the monikers that come before keto. A lot of people use dirty keto and lazy keto.
Okay.
For me, keto is um, the way we eat keto is simply the proper human diet. It is species specific. And so
Mhm.
if we're really considering those things, we need to consider the ingredients. The
Okay.
first rule of keto, the keto club, is read the ingredients. So when you're
Mm.
talking about dirty keto, you are
Mhm.
really talking about doing keto that really isn't paying attention to the ingredients. And Paula, it is the ingredients so often that get us because food manufacturers can put sugar and other names in all of our edible products. Also,
Ah.
the it's not real food. It is edible products. It is processed
Mhm.
edible products and these vegetable and seed oils. It's in everything along with
Wow.
wheat, along with wheat. That is why we have so many with the gluten sensitivity and celiac and all of this stuff. The wheat
Mhm.
that is produced right now, this ain't your grandmama's wheat.
My goodness.
This
Oh
ain't your
my
grandma.
goodness.
This
Okay.
is the process. They've stripped all the nutrients out of it. There's
Yep.
nothing left. It's completely over processed. So when we
Okay.
talk about dirty keto, we are
Mhm.
talking about definitely reducing those carbohydrates, but we're paying
Mhm.
absolutely no attention to the ingredients. In my program, again, I don't like those monikers, but I do have help my clients to pay attention to the
Mhm.
ingredients and to understand why it's important to pay attention to the
Mhm.
ingredients.
Mhm. Okay. Okay. So I come to you and I am desperate. I
Mm,
need to lose 30 pounds just like
mhm,
you within 30
mhm,
days. Am
mhm.
I being unrealistic?
You could be being unrealistic. It depends on what your goals are and how far you're willing to go. Some
Mhm.
people are
Okay.
willing to put their toe in. Some people are willing to put their knee in. Some people are
Mhm.
willing to go hip height. Some people are willing to come to neck, chest height. Some people are willing to go this far in.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
have people of all different levels who come to
Yeah.
me. It depends
Mhm.
on what you're looking for, why you want to get there, and what you're willing to, the choices you're willing to make. I think though, 30 days, 30 pounds in 30 days is pushing the ticket a little bit. I think it's unrealistic.
Okay. Okay. And the reason why I brought that up, yeah. So I brought that up not because of me, even though, listen, you physically seen me before, right? So you already know I could stand to lose a couple of pounds, right? But at the same token, there is that portion of my brain that says, I need to lose this overnight. And so you're saying do it healthy. You're saying it's unrealistic. And what we're seeing, and the reason why I brought this up is because I see so many people that do their before and after. Oh, and it only took me 15 days to do XYZ, blah, 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 this, that, and the third. And then they say, buy my product, buy my ebook, buy this, buy that. And so what is different about your plan as opposed to what we're currently seeing online right now?
So what is different about my plan? So my most recent client asked me the question when we did our interview. She said, how many of your clients keep the weight off? And so my answer to her was those who want to. I give my clients the tools. There is nothing I can't carry you. I can't make you, I can't be there with you at a restaurant. I can't be there with you at the grocery store every single time. But I give you every tool, tip, hack, recipe that I got in my arsenal, in my toolbox for you to pull out and take. You have it with you. You never lose it. You always have the tools. So if you get in a pandemic and something happens, you still have the tools available to you so that it is sustainable. It is not something that my program is not something that is fly by night or something that is for a quick fix, although it could be. But I want my clients to gain a better health and a better quality of life. That's what's different about my program. And I give you all the tools. Yes, all the tools and all the tricks. Everything that you need is right there in front of you. You can pull it out anytime you want. It's always available.
Okay. And so for people like me, one of the biggest reasons why I came off of keto was because I became stagnant. Like I lost the 15 pounds and then it became an issue of, oh, well, you're of that age and the weight is not going to come off. So one of the things that I pride myself on is I gain muscle quickly. And now that I'm in this, I am, according to the ages, of a discerning age. Yes, that I am finding it harder to keep weight off. And so I have begun to do an extensive weight training program. That's not why we're here to talk about that. But I would love to get back on keto. So now I'm throwing scenarios at you. In your program, do you offer support for people like myself? In your program, can I reach out to a group and say, I'm having a rough day. I don't know if this is hunger or if this is boredom. What comes with your program?
Absolutely. So I have a free Facebook group that is available. It's called Black Girl Keto Revolution. And we have support. It's about Black girl magic in general, Black girl magic and empowerment in general. So I have a free group there. I also have a membership that it will be opening up very shortly. And I have a full support system for you should whatever position you're in. Also, I want to say that one of the things that I do is I specifically speak to women between the ages of 45 and 60. And so I know how to help them a little bit better because I'm one of those women. I'm that person myself. And I understand and I have the knowledge to show you how to get from point A to point B to not get stalled, because I did the same thing. I stalled for 6 weeks. Oh my gosh, how frustrating can that be? And I didn't know how to get out of it. And I learned how to get out of it through my doctor and different things that I did myself. So I actually have a system that helps women of a certain, what did you call it? Of a certain discerning age. A certain discerning age. I have a part of my program that speaks specifically and helps that part, helps up that woman as well.
Okay. And so let's talk about the building of your business, shall
All
we?
right. Yes, please.
So you woke up and you were like, I'm gonna start a business. Is that how
Mhm.
that happened or not?
Sort of something like that. Yeah, something like
Okay.
that.
Okay. And so when you started to build the business and you started to get those clients that would come out and reach out to you for whatever reason, what did you realize early on were some of the obstacles, especially as a Black keto coach, that you faced?
I realized that not a lot of Black people knew what keto was or how it could help them.
Mm-hmm.
I realized that keto was scary to people, that they didn't
Mm-hmm.
understand it could be scary because there are myths and fallacies about what keto is and what keto is not out there in these keto streets. So
Mm-hmm.
I realized that people are used to getting their information from Google and IG and
Yeah,
getting all this information out there, and that's what they were going with, and that's what they thought they wanted,
right.
but that's not what they
Interesting.
needed.
Yeah, got it. So, when you started marketing your business and when you started letting people know what you were doing, give me some truths. What is the good, the bad, and the ugly of being an
So
entrepreneur?
so for me, the good was the fact that I got to make my own rules. I got to
Okay,
say who I worked with, who I didn't work
love
with,
it. Yep. Uh-huh.
how much I made, how much I didn't make, when I worked and when I didn't
Mm-hmm.
work. And then also that's the good. The bad
Mm-hmm.
was that I didn't I there was a, what do they call it? The when you think you're pretending, like, what is the syndrome? What do you call it? What's that word?
Imposter.
The imposter syndrome.
Okay.
I
Okay.
had a lot of the imposter syndrome because I thought,
Uh-huh.
well, who am I? Because I'm self-taught, no
Okay.
certification. So who am I
Okay.
to be coaching people and running a business? I had no idea what I was doing,
Mm.
you
Okay.
know. So that was the bad. The ugly
Hmm.
was, see all this stuff behind me, this whole office situation right
I
here,
see it. I
how
see it.
pretty it is now. The ugly was back
Yeah.
then was my broke down 5-year-old laptop on a
Uh-huh.
TV tray
Okay. Okay.
with free Zoom and uh with
You were
free Zoom.
bootstrapping,
Hey,
bootstrapping.
honey, hey, with free Zoom
Uh-huh.
and not a business card, not a business, not any business
Mm.
acumen at all. What is that word? I'm trying to, the word I'm trying to say.
Yep.
None of
Uh-huh.
that. None of
Yeah.
that existed. I was on a wing and a prayer.
Mm. Oh,
I didn't know how much to
wow.
charge. I didn't know how
So
much to charge. I didn't know how to get a business bank account. I didn't know I was supposed to do any of these things.
really, so you, honey, when I say you bootstrap, you bootstrapped, right?
Listen, there's got to be
Okay.
something on the other side of bootstrap, but that's what I did. Yes.
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 And there's nothing
Yes.
wrong with that because at the end of the day, that's what we did with the Brownstone. The same thing. We bootstrapped. We went into our own coffers, our own pockets, and we took care of uh, the building of the business. And so I absolutely understand. And see, that's one of the things as Black business owners, many of us are doing. We come up with an amazing idea. We know that it's been downloaded to us. God has given us these gifts to share with
Yeah.
so many people. And I'm going to be
Yeah.
honest with you. First of all, you look amazing. Okay, y'all,
Thank
she
you.
looks great. I need everybody to hear me. Miss Kim looks amazing. And so I realized even when I physically met you for the first time, I was like, okay, whatever she's doing, I need to be doing it. Period. Because you look amazing. That's number one. And I'm not gonna say that I have failed at it, but what I will say in terms of business, the one thing that I definitely want to ask you as a Black business owner, do you find yourself having to prove your expertise, having to prove that you are reputable and that you have the skill set necessary to do what you're doing? Do you get people, especially our brown skin cousins, them that say, oh, well, I don't need XYZ. I can go blah, blah, blah. I understand they are not our audience, quote unquote. But how do you tell someone who is new to anything as an entrepreneur, what are some of those overcoming objectives that you had in your mind that you would say to keep yourself going as you were building your business?
Well, that's a great question. I would say, first of all, confidence.
Okay.
That's a key. That's key. You have to, if you, who's going to believe you if you don't believe in yourself? You have to, that's a word. I have a wall in front of me, and that's on a one word on a card that says confidence. You have to have confidence knowing that what you are doing is good and it works. That has to come first. So if I didn't have a program to go back on exactly what I did, knowing that it works, it wouldn't have worked for me. So if there's something that you have done, you have solved your own problem, then you can solve it for other people. But you have to have that confidence. And, you know, people will tell you, and our brown people will tell you, they want to do business with us, but they're not willing to invest.
That's a big
one. I would say, you know, I ask people to invest in your health. This is not a quick fix. This is not just a weight loss program. It is a situation where I am helping you to have a sustainable, better outcome in life.
Okay.
A higher a quality of life. So for me, I encountered at the beginning, people who were like, oh yeah, I'm excited for you. I'm excited. Then after a while, it became like, well, you charge too much. But the value is there, because I tell you one thing, the thing that you're going to get from me is you're going to get honesty. You're going to get integrity.
Yeah.
I'm going to show up every single time. If I don't show up, there's a problem. Back in the day, I would teach a fitness class, an aqua class. And my class members, they knew that if I didn't show up and they didn't know I wasn't going to show up, something was wrong. So they went out looking for me. In fact, I had a car accident one time. They actually went out and said, you know, something happened.
Wow, that's good. That's good. That's good.
So for me, you're going to know you're going to get more than you bargained for.
Okay. All right. So, words of wisdom for entrepreneurs, Black entrepreneurs, people that are interested in jumping into the cold, murky waters of entrepreneurialism. What are your words of advice?
Do your research. Know the steps that you need to take for your business. So for instance, if you have product, know how you're going to procure that product, the best way to procure that product. Networking, make contacts, make friends, play nicely, make friends.
Right. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
And know your stuff. Don't fall for the shiny object. Every little shiny. Don't get distracted by that. Stay focused. Keep your head down, and the little things matter. The tiny things matter. All of that, you know, what are they called? The compound effect. I was talking to somebody about this a couple of days ago. Yeah. The little things, all those little things add up. Take care of the little things, and don't get all starry-eyed when you see all the other people, you know, getting out of cars, like you said, Paula, getting out of cars, drinking, sipping champagne, going to flying here, flying there, you know, jet setting here, jet setting there, going to Dubai, and don't get caught up in that. Do your thing. Do you, boo, and do you well, because you're gonna get a reputation. Yep.
Absolutely.
You want to get a reputation of shyster, or do you want to be a reputation of integrity?
Absolutely. That's a big one. And that was something else, and I'm glad that you brought that up. Now, one of the things, and so there's so many charlatans out there. You have people that are doing the snake diet, and you got somebody over here that's doing this, and then there's somebody over here that put their face on a PLR book. Let's keep it 100 now. Ain't nothing wrong with it, right? There's nothing wrong with it, but then you don't have the receipts that you do in terms of getting your clients the results. But we have people that are, like you said, those charlatans that are out there. They're getting out of the cars. They're making, honey, they're maxing out credit cards so fast. I actually know of a couple that did it and didn't see the return. It's really unfortunate, but they got a nice trip to Dubai. So the other question that I have for you is, one thing that I know that I struggled with and still kind of sometimes do, the doing it scared part. Every level in your business is always scary. So making a decision to continue to give investments where you may not see the return right away, making a decision to continue to move forward in your business on those days when there aren't even, there's no data that anybody's been to your website. So what do you do on those days? Like I said, I like to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly, because I don't want everybody to think that you wake up one morning, you make a decision, and then it's a business and it's it's making money and it's reputable. There are those times, those months, those days, those years even, where you're going to have to walk the walk in faith, like TD Jakes talks about, and really dig in and do the work. How many of us are willing to do the work, and what can you tell our audience about that?
I can tell your audience that sometimes you just have to plug away. Sometimes you just have to get up and say, I'm just going to do one thing, or I'm going to do two things. I'm going to do three things, and do those three things and do them well with integrity. And then you never know how that whole just doing that is going to might come all the way back around to you. And it might just be one little thing that you, like, for instance, yesterday I did something that I decided to do a few months ago, and I won't say only, but I got 3 followers yesterday.
Awesome.
Just from the one thing I decided to do. And it wasn't anything flashy. It wasn't anything like over the top. It wasn't anything sexy. It wasn't anything like that. It was just one little post. And then I gained 3 followers. So, you got to be okay with doing the one, plugging away, and doing the one little unsexy, nasty, gnarly thing you really didn't want to do because you wanted to be pie in the sky. You wanted to be flashy. You wanted to be golden. You wanted to be, seen. But sometimes you gotta take your little rag and on the glass and I know. Take your little rag and wipe the off the glass, and just do that, and be okay with doing that, because you got to put one foot in front of the other and keep on stepping. And eventually, it's gonna turn around. You just got to keep on doing it and not give up.
Yeah. The not giving up part. I think one of the other things that I definitely wanted to talk about in the not giving up and all of that, because we all have those quote unquote dark days. You reach for inspiration. Who do you connect with when you are feeling those moments of angst and doubt and confusion? You know that you're not going to give up, but you just need to exhale somewhere. What do you do?
So I typically go to one of them. So I have my bestie, my in real life bestie, and then I have my business bestie. My business bestie, I met a year ago, and she's also in this keto space, and she's a business owner as well. And so it's kind of like, she can talk me off the ledge. She has a master's in business.
Okay.
So she can give me the insight, and she's super duper smart. And so whenever I feel like, oh, this is making me mad, or what should I do? Should I do this? I go and I talk to her about it. So everyone, I think, should have, I call a person, what I call it? Someone who is in your holiest of holies.
Yes,
because everybody
absolutely.
can't get into my holiest of holies. There's a
Mm-hmm.
shield, there's different layers. And so my
Mm-hmm.
business bestie is some person who I trust to speak into my business life, my
Absolutely.
keto life, and
Yeah.
all of those things. I trust her.
Mhm.
And so I think everyone should have a business bestie that you can go talk to. And we are women. We like to vent. We just want to just vent sometimes. We don't want our
Right.
problem solved. We
Oh,
just want to vent.
yep.
But typically, sometimes I do want my problem solved. So I go to her,
Yeah.
and she is a great someone to bounce all that stuff off of. So I would say
Awesome.
it would behoove you to have someone, at least one person, because I felt lonely in this spot, in this entrepreneur space, many times. I
Yeah.
felt left out. I have felt sad and disappointed so often.
Yeah.
So it really would be helpful for someone to have at least one person that they can go to, if not a whole group of people.
Nice. And I think that you've brought up a really good point. You don't being in this entrepreneurial space, I know even for me sometimes it can be very quiet.
Yeah.
Your thoughts get the best of you. You're like, what am I doing? Did I really hear from God? Did he really tell me?
Yeah.
Did I really understand the assignment? Like the song says. And I think one of the things that I have struggled with personally is the fact that there are not a lot of women in my space starting out as media owners, and so
Right.
this is new. Yeah. So when you and I met, just having lunch and just communicating and connecting, even though our businesses are not in the same vein, just knowing that I'm not alone and in this space, building and growing and expanding what I'm doing, it's a good feeling to know and to bounce things off of people and to have that space available for continued growth. So another thing, throwing in the towel,
Yeah.
is that an option?
Whoo, man. Well, as far as my business goes, I'm going to share with you what I shared with you a little bit earlier today happened
Okay.
to me. I went to the doctor, and the medical assistant who did my intake, they do blood pressure and all that, take your temperature. And she asked me what I did. And I told her, I used to be a medical assistant, and I told her what I do now. And
Yeah.
she said to me, she said, "This is major, super important work that you do, Kim."
That's good.
It was good. And I was speechless when she said that. It really struck me, and she got me really, really deep, because I have felt for a long time that that is true.
Yeah.
That there are so many brown skinned people who need to know the information that I have,
Right.
whether they have the opportunity to coach with me
Mm-hmm.
or not. They still
Yep.
need that information, still needs to be out there. So
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there is no choice. Throwing in the towel is not an option for me. I'll tell you this one quick story. My husband and
Okay.
I were at dinner one day, and we were sitting there waiting to be taken to our table. There was a gentleman who came in across from us.
Mm-hmm.
He had one prosthesis, and he had a boot on the one that wasn't.
Mm.
When you have a boot, I know what that means when you have a boot on it.
What does that
That
mean?
means that if you're diabetic and they put a boot on it so that you can walk, and you're not damaging the limb. He had one
Mm.
prosthesis and one boot.
Mm.
And I looked at him and my heart broke. And his family, they called his name, and his family couldn't even lift him up off of that. My husband had to help him lift up off of that seat that he was sitting on to go to their
Mm.
table.
Mm.
And I was like, I cannot in good conscience leave this earth and have one person who knew me or knew of me or knew someone who knew me and have them say, how did I not know that? How did I not know
How
how
did
to
I not know?
how did I not know? How did I not how did I miss this?
Yeah.
That throwing in the towel is absolutely not an option. We die way too soon. We go
Yes,
away from this earth way too soon, way
we
too
do.
many times, because of the food that we choose to eat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
food that we have been taught is better for us.
Yeah.
I can't in good conscience throw in the towel, even if it's pulling back a little bit. If I have to pull back, I
Yeah.
can't throw in the towel completely. My work is not done.
Oh, that's good. That's good. So you guys listen to what she just said. This is, first of all, let me pause here for just a moment. You're currently listening to and watching Brownstone's best business interviews for the month of August. This is Black Business Month. We're speaking with Mrs. Kim Richardson, the keto coach of, let's bring that up again, theketocoach.com. And we're having a candid conversation about her and her business. And that struck home for me. I don't even know if that's a part of anything that you have out there in terms of communication to your audience, a potential audience, but I felt that you meant what you just said.
Yeah. Yeah,
Everybody needs to hear the passion that you listen. Now you got me thinking, do I need to go have my blood checked tomorrow? What's happening? What do I need to check my A1C? Wait a minute. Hold up. Do I need to go home and check my refrigerator to see what is in it and toss it? I'm not going to lie. I bought some Oreos the other night. Oreos. And I hid them.
They're delicious, but here's what I say about Oreos. It's a rhyme. You ready?
Go ahead.
Are Oreos worth your toes?
Oh.
Ouch, 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 ouch. Because I'll tell you another quick story. So you asked about the boot. You asked about the boot. When you are a diabetic, you have wounds that won't heal.
Yes.
And so when you go to see your podiatrist, they put a cast on that so that it can heal. So the last patient that I saw as a medical assistant as in the podiatry clinic was a man. We know how men feel about certain things, right? I was like, dude, if you've ever known what, decompensating flesh smells like, that ain't sexy. That ain't getting you, sir. I'm telling you, that's not getting you the place you want to be. That ain't sexy. It's not worth it. The Oreos are not worth the. Okay, I'm not gonna say the rest of that.
No, it's not worth your toes. Oreos are not worth your toes. But
Oreos are not worth your toes.
Yeah, and so there are some things that, so then let's go back to a question, and I know that you have your program. We're going to be telling our audience about that, but let's talk about some things that I can do, that we can do, that this audience can do today to begin to become more healthy and to share in the keto lifestyle. Because here's something else. People think that it's all about meat, and it's not. Am I correct?
Correct.
Okay, let's talk about that.
So keto, this diet or the way of eating, keto is short for ketosis.
Okay.
Ketosis is a metabolic state that you put your body in where you are using fat that has been eaten or stored on your body for fuel instead of glucose. Glucose always is the first form of fuel. Many people don't even know that glucose is just one form of fuel for the body. Okay. There are two others.
Really?
Two others. One is fat and one is muscle. Okay.
Okay.
What you want to do is you want to remove glucose, get it out of the way so that the body can use fat, either eaten or stored fat. Otherwise, if you got glucose in the way, it's never going to go to the fat. You got to remove all the extra abundance of glucose to the system. We got to remove that first.
Okay.
Remove those things you know about. Oreos, bread.
Oh, man.
Rice.
Potatoes. Oh, my God.
In abundance, like fried, like that kind of potato. Like all that. Remove all the soda.
Okay.
Juice. Kool-Aid,
all the good stuff.
All that, my mother.
I'm teasing. Yeah.
My mother always says, she says it so well, but it's so delicious. But
it's so delicious.
Yes, Mom. But it's not for toes.
It is. Yeah,
but,
it's not good.
Grandma, keep your 7-Up cake. right over there. Don't bring it over here.
So I can't even have like a slice, a small smidgen. Do
Here's
you
the
ever
deal.
indulge?
Here's what I tell people. You can have whatever you want to have.
Mm-hmm.
Just depends on your choice and what you want. I chose not to be diabetic. I chose
Mm,
to keep my
that's good.
toes. I chose
Ah,
I chose to be sexy.
yes, girl. Yes. I love it. I
So do I
love
indulge? To answer your question, do I indulge? Am I perfect? No, I'm not perfect. Do I indulge? Yes, from time to time. But it's like
yeah.
my business bestie says. She says, just like you're on a vacation from your house, you know how
Mm-hmm.
to get back home. You know where your home is.
Yes.
You may go on a vacation with keto sometimes, but you're
Mm-hmm.
gonna come right back to home.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Absolutely. So without further ado, what I want to do is make sure that we talk about what's coming up for you. I'm going to share your flyer and you're going to tell us all about your upcoming challenge. I'm going to
Awesome.
share this with my audience here. Let's share it with folks. What is this?
This is a 6-week group coaching keto program. It is Keto 101 Basic Boot Camp. So it is all the basics that you ever had questions to how do I start the basic things. We start with
Yeah.
that. And it is a accountability group. It is a private Facebook group. And then you get weekly group coaching sessions with me. You get
Mm-hmm.
recipes,
Mm.
accountability, action plans, tips, hacks, all of that stuff.
I love it. I love it. And when is this actually going to happen, or is this just like an ongoing thing?
No, we start this one. We're starting. This is the last one of the year, and we
Mm.
are starting August 30th.
August 30th. You guys
Yeah.
listen very closely. August 30th is the day that they start. If you guys want to be a part of this upcoming Keto 101 Basic Boot Camp with Kim Richardson, the Keto Coach, go to theketocoach.com and go ahead and register now. So now, once I have lost all of the weight, I'm
Yeah.
looking good. Do you
Yeah.
offer a maintenance plan?
I sure do.
Okay.
Sure do. I also
Okay.
offer, besides the group coaching program, I also offer one-on-one coaching. Those are
One.
my VIPs. Those are
Mm.
my VIPs. They jump up in my face whenever they want to. They say, I'm going to the grocery store. Will you FaceTime with me? Yes, I do. Will you do a virtual cook along with me? Yes, I do.
Oh,
So I do
wow.
that. And then after you're finished with that, that is where you go to the maintenance and we talk. We go about every other week for about
Hmm.
for about 6 months. I try not to go too long because
Hmm.
who has time for that really? But if you want
Right.
to go for 6 months every other week in maintenance, we
Yeah.
can do that. I try to keep it down to 3 though.
Okay. Very
Yeah.
good. And so, in all of this, as we begin to wrap up, what words of advice would you give new Black and Brown entrepreneurs on their journey from a spiritual perspective? Number one, because I'm feeling real deep today. I don't know why. And then, and what would you what advice would you give them from a business perspective? And lastly, how do I connect, get healthy, and stay in your back pocket like everybody else who can
Awesome.
call you at FaceTime? Okay, so let's go for it.
So I would say first thing is if you know that you have a talent, a gift, we all have talents and gifts from God.
Yeah.
And there is a problem. There is something that we have all gone through and a problem that we all solve.
Yeah.
Know that within yourself. Have the confidence of it and know that talent is given to you by God. We all have spiritual gifts.
Mm-hmm.
Realize and recognize what your true spiritual gifts are and don't hide them. Even if you have
Mm-hmm.
to, even if you have to whisper it from time to time because you're not
Okay.
really there yet, all the way there yet, start whispering it until you get all the
Mm-hmm.
way there.
Okay.
Next, I would say, do your research. Start off slow. Don't just come out of the gate. Do your research and know what you're offering. Know that you know that you know that you know that you know. So if
Yeah.
you can explain it to a 5-year-old, a fifth grader,
Yeah.
then you're in there. You know that you're getting somewhere.
Yep.
Okay. Take it slow. I did a lot of running fast and doing nothing.
Check that
So,
out. Running in place, thinking you're doing something.
right, take it slow, and
Okay.
you don't have to keep up with the Joneses. You don't have to prove yourself that way.
Mhm.
Prove yourself in how you're helping and how you're serving people.
Yes.
Serve the people enough and the money will come.
Look at that. Listen, listen. That's a word right there. The doors of the church is open. We will be having the ushers come from the rear with the collection plate because you said something right there. Everyone has a gift. We all have something that we can present to the world. And when it was imparted unto us from here to execution, one of the things that I think a lot of us are not willing to do is stretch.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We want to stay comfortable while our business grows, and that's not the way that it works.
Mm-mm.
That's going to be one of the things that I definitely am learning in myself is, we're going to have to trust the process
Mm-hmm.
and reach out for the help where necessary. I'm not going to say hate, but also one of the other things I can definitely say is connecting with other people, just like you were saying, even if they're
Yes.
not in the same business space as you, but
Right.
knowing that you're not by yourself is so important. It
Super
really
important.
is.
It is.
Absolutely. And so, Mrs. Richardson, before we wrap, what are the final pieces of advice? And also, we're going to go back and look at your information so we can share with our audience. What would you leave our audience with from your business perspective as a health coach and also as a business owner?
From my business perspective as a health coach, um, don't be afraid to do something different than you've done before. Don't be afraid to read a book, listen to a podcast, listen to YouTube, gather all the information that you need and begin to move forward cautiously, step by step.
Yep.
But don't just get like a deer stuck in the headlights. What do they call it? Analysis paralysis.
Yes. Oh,
You have to
yeah.
move. You have to move and step forward. Take one step at a time and keep stepping forward and keep going.
Mhm.
And in this space, I think that a lot of people they get, and I have been there too. They get starstruck. I've been starstruck. But what I want people to know is, what I want to say to them is, find trusted advice. Trusted
Mm.
advice can come in podcasts, radio shows, books. You see all these books behind me? I've read all
Yes,
these
I
books.
do.
Books, find trust, watch people and over, not just one time, but continue to watch them. I know that there are people
Mhm.
that continue to watch me. They can quote what I'm going to say, basically.
Mhm.
When
Mhm.
you find someone like that, you know where they stand in this keto space, in this business state space, and they say the same thing over and over and constantly, and they can show their work.
Mhm.
That's
Mhm.
trusted advice. That's
Yep.
trusted advice.
Yep.
So find trusted advice.
I love that. I love that. You guys, once again, let's talk about this beautiful sister right here and her upcoming challenge that is starting on August 30th. This is Mrs. Kim Richardson, the Keto Coach. You can check her out at theketocoach.com for her Keto 101 Basic Boot Camp. Registration is now open. You can definitely put on your boots, bootstrap yourself up, and become a part of this 6-week program. Y'all, it's her last one for the year. The last one for the year. You don't want to miss this. Get in here and do what you need to do to get healthy for that upcoming year. Because listen, like she said, Oreos don't save toes. Listen, check out this
They're not worth
website.
your toes.
Yeah.
They're not worth
Uh-uh.
your toes. Nope.
It's not. So
Nope.
we've got the ketocoach.com. Go ahead and check it out. And listen, join that free group, folks. Go in there and communicate. Get in there and stretch out just a little bit, or like some folks say, lean in so that you can get the support that you need at Black Girl Keto Revolution on Facebook, not .com. Black Girl Keto Revolution on Facebook. I don't even know if I'm a member, so I'm definitely going to join because
You
listen.
definitely join us. There is so much.
Yeah.
There is so much support in there. In fact, there was one
Yeah.
of my members today. She is a military wife, and she has a
Mhm.
lot on her plate. And there was another sister in there who's also a military wife who came to her aid and said, "You know what? If you live in this area, I'll even come." Oh my God, that just struck me. I'll come and help you out. I'll come and if you
Love it.
need help, I'm there.
I
Wow, how
love
often
it.
does that happen? I want to add
Rarely.
one more thing about our group.
Come on with it.
Our group is the only Black girl keto group who has an actual doctor, 3 triple board certified doctor. She
Come
is
on.
certified family medicine,
Hmm.
obesity medicine, and
Hmm.
there's another one, but she's triple board certified. She is a keto expert. She follows the keto lifestyle herself, and she's got that Black girl magic thing going on.
Come on. See,
We are the only. Now she doesn't give medical advice in there, but
of
she's
course.
there as a medical professional to give you some
Hmm.
of those answers. You think I would like to know what a doctor's opinion is. We are the only
Absolutely.
Black
I
girl
love
keto
it.
that has that. So join us.
Okay. Don't worry. Wait a minute. Hold on. Not
Call
right now. So
all your good Marys and your good Judys. Invite them in too.
yes, this is what I'm talking about right here. Y'all, listen. Black Girl Keto Revolution. We're talking to Kim Richardson, the keto coach of theketocoach.com with a K, folks, with a K, right? Again, make sure that you're registering at her website to get ready for her final 6-week keto program. It's a boot camp, folks. So get ready to get in here and do some work. First of
Yes.
all, let me just say this. Thank you so much for coming on today and hanging out with us.
Thank you
I
for having me.
appreciate you.
What a
This was
pleasure.
great.
It was awesome.
Honestly, I cannot say it enough. You guys, you are currently watching and listening KCCR Radio, the Brownstone, which is a part of Brownstone Worldwide. It's your girl Paulette. This is Kim Richardson, and we're so happy that you were able to join us today on this journey to health. Listen, we're going to have tons of replays of this. If you want to hear more of this, head on over to KCCR Radio, the Brownstone. Download the app and get ready because every Wednesday you're going to get more from Brownstone's Best. You guys have a great night. We'll see you later.